What's up guys, Pypo here, bringing you a video today of me doing some Mistweaver Monk and Arms Warrior 2v2. Now, in these BGs today, I still don't have full Prideful. In fact, I'm like nowhere near full Prideful. I've got about full Grievous gear. I have a Prideful weapon, but I don't use the staff, so I just have like the one Prideful sword. And my offense still Grievous, and I have like Prideful legs or something like that. Like I'm very, very under geared at this point. But for the 2v2, it's not too bad. As a healer, it sucks if you get focused, but if you're not getting focused, it doesn't make that big of a difference, I find. Like, you can usually handle yourself pretty well. But I'm still having a lot of trouble with, for instance, knowing how to basically help my partner. I got the healing down as of, like, keeping someone alive. I can do that pretty well. But as far as actually, helping, CCing, using my disarms, my stuns, my, all my CC and stuff like that, I'm still getting very used to using that because as a hunter, usually that's all I care about. You know what I mean? I was using my CC and getting it done. But as a healer, I'm actually finding it kind of hard to heal and do that at the same time. It's actually pretty fun though. I have to admit, like I'm having a lot of fun doing that in like a comparison to playing my hunter. So I like swapping over and doing a little bit of heals here and there. And I should mention also that I am playing with just a subscriber who wanted to carry me a little bit. I don't know what our rating is at any point. I think I actually got the 1550 achievement while we were doing arena. So if that has anything to judge us off. It's very low level stuff. I'm getting carried pretty, like that's the whole point, is me getting carried. Although it's not really like carries anymore because I definitely contribute and I'm not really getting killed in 2 shots. So I don't know if you count it as carries, but basically, I basically call anything a carry until I have full prideful. I don't know if that's the way I should be doing that, but it's definitely what I call it because I hate if you're lesser than the other person, then that's a carry to me. Like that's always the way I just perceived it. Like for instance, if I ever did BGs or arenas with people that were less geared than me, I'd always consider I was carrying them. I definitely consider the exact same thing for my monk. Definitely getting carried. And he has a full prideful warrior, so yeah, definitely getting carried. But what I should be talking about is probably the game. We got a feral druid and an arms warrior against us in this one. I'm kind of glad I was a double DPS, to be honest, because some of the fucking healer versus healer twos is mind-boggling, mind-numbing, and just the problem with it really is that I get bored. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when I get into an arena and I see another healer, I get depressed because I'm like, man, this is just gonna go on for 7 years, and we're just gonna be healing, like shit, and it's gonna last forever. I'd rather go in and lose immediately than go in and fucking do 2v2 for 30 fucking minutes and then win. I'm not, like, that's legitimately, it doesn't hold my fucking attention, especially since those, like, 2v2s usually are extremely more boring and, like, time consuming. Like, all I'm doing for, like, 90% of a healer v healer game is running around a pole, I'm CCing, I might be doing a little bit of damage to someone, whereas these games, where it's, like, us versus double mage, this is fucking exciting. This is crazy. I need to keep my teammate alive or we're gonna fucking die and it's gonna be the end of the world, you know what I mean? So it takes a lot of like more like I guess fucking attention. You have to pay attention a lot more and like actually fucking be on the edge of your seat and make sure you do not let your partner die. And again, completely fuck ups. Like all I see when I fucking do these things is me fucking up. I shouldn't have just run out in the middle and taken a sheep on the face. I don't know why I did that. I get scared. I see double mage and I think, man, my partner's gonna drop in 2 fucking seconds. I mean, we ended up winning, so I can't complain too much. But at the same times, I don't want to play like a fucking scrub nub, which I seem to do a lot of on this monk. I just cannot help it. But I should also say that when you're versing a double DPS team, your DPS really has to do some work here. If your DPS doesn't get one of the like other DPS down in a decent amount of time, it's just a matter of time before they either get you or get your partner. Like even with your awesome heals, like you need to kill someone if you're doing a healer and a DPS combo versus a double deeps, because that's pretty much how we see who wins. If we get one kill first on a double deeps, usually we win. If they get a kill, they'll win. And you need to like do it like, because eventually at double mage you're gonna get me in a CC chain. You're gonna get me a CC chain, and you're gonna fucking drop like a sack of shit, and you gotta be fucking careful. Warriors have a good thing they can do, whereas like they jump behind a pole and stay alive with second wind. And it does some work. And you see here, he is so close to dying so many fucking times. It is ridiculous. And I actually run out of that circle there without getting frozen, which I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if like bugged or if they didn't actually get the entire cast off, but it still put the thing on the ground. But for some reason, I didn't get frozen there. But you'll see here, I get fucking CC'd again, and I'm getting sauce, I'm getting sheeps. The whole time, this basically would have been avoidable if I just went behind a pole. And by the way, I do all of these arenas, I do all of it not on Skype or on Vent or anything like that. A lot of this is easily fixed by just being on Skype. I could just say to him, hey dude, come behind a pole so I can heal you real quick. That would solve the entire situation. But because we're doing it not on Skype, we're just basically two randoms pretty much going in and just smashing face. You need a lot of the times to just kind of judge what they're doing and just heal them. It's a lot of the reasons why I get frightened, to be honest, is because we're not on Skype and we're not talking. If we're talking, he can tell me if he has like a CC or if he has a defensive cooldown or something like that. Whereas when you're not doing it on Skype or on Vent, you a lot of times just have to kind of judge and hopefully know that they're going to be decent enough to stay alive. Which when you're doing it with a new person, you have no idea. Anyway, we get a double hunter here, which is a weird combo. I've tried this a few times. I've tried a triple hunter 3v3 once. And it went pretty well, but the problem with that one was if you got the aim shot opener, usually you would win, but a lot of times you just get found like immediately. Like when you're in stealth, you get found pretty quick. Under stealth is slow as fuck, and if you don't use that glyph to make it quick, or make it permanent, then you're seen, no problem. So you really need that aim shot opener. And they actually try to go me early on here, so I think, fuck it, I'll just roll away and stand behind a pole. I love, the whole reason I like monks is that. But then I run into a trap. I didn't even like fucking random traps in the middle. Like, he didn't trap me. There was just a trap sitting there waiting, which pissed me off. So I give him the Ring of Serenity and the Orb of, I call it the Orb of No Damage, because my memory sucks and I can't remember what the fuck it's called. And I put down orbs. By the way, guys, use those orbs on yourself 90% of the time. If you need to heal yourself back up, and you want to be kind of mana conservative, those orbs do fucking work, man. That's pretty much all I use. You see there, I use my my port to get behind that pole. If I didn't port there, I might have died. Like, they popped some CDs on me and started going a bit ham. These hunters do some fucking serious damage. But with line of sight and a decent like amount of play, you're gonna do okay. Even with no gear, if you line of sight effectively, you're usually gonna be fine. It sucks for me because of my Australian net, a lot of times, like, it's never good for me. Like, I'll think I'm behind a corner, but I'll get shot through the fucking wall. You know what I mean? Like, I get that a lot. Where I think I'm line of sighting, so I'll stop, but then on their screen, I guess I'm still, like, running to behind the pole, and they'll shoot me from, like, they'll silence me even though I'm behind the pole or some shit. I get that a lot. And then, of course, when it's the opposite way, when I'm on my hunter, I'm shooting the guy who's straight in front of me, and I can see him in front of me. But he's actually on his screen behind the pole. And because, like, usually it's US people, they have a better connection to the Blizzard fucking servers. And it sucks being... basically sucks playing WoW on a Australian net. And it really... There's no way you could definitely be competitive on an Australian net. I just gotta say that right now. I'm not saying you can be a high rating. I'm just saying if you got a really good player on AusNet and a really good player on American Net's gonna win every time. Like, that's just the way it works. And we kill that guy right there. And right as we kill him, this guy, I think, DCs or something. Or he just stands still. I'm not too sure if he was just like, fuck it, my teammates dead, I'll just let them kill me. Because he starts moving around like here. I don't know what he was doing. He might have DC'd right at the end there, but it didn't really matter. We were going to win either way. And quality game. I actually really like beating the old DPS. When you verse heroes, it sucks. Now we got a Enhancement Shaman Rogue. This is where I love that Ring of Serenity, whatever it's called, that disarms and silences, because it's perfect for this like 2v2 combination, because it silences the Chamois, disarms the Chamois, and it disarms the Rogue. Like, it's just a perfect counter to everything they've got. And I, of course, put the bubble on. I probably didn't even need to. Again, it's just me being super scared. I don't know how much damage to expect, because sometimes you seem to have like an enhancement shaman that explodes and two-shots someone. Like, even like, I think we had it a few times in this BG where my partner, my warrior in full prideful, got two-shot. And I was like, holy shit, I should have bubbled you and done all this stuff. So then we get against the same combo, I expect it. I'm expecting him to get like a shitload of damage. So naturally, I'll put the bubble on him just to be preemptive. And they opened on him pretty hard. So I'm not saying like it was even a bad call. It's just I probably didn't even need to. And again, because we're not on Skype, I'm having to not go behind a pole and line of sight, because I don't know if he's gonna go and follow them behind. So naturally, I have to come out, I have to stay on top of him, and I have to make sure that he's always in line of sight. Kind of your job as a healer is to stay in line of sight of your DPS, but that streak goes both ways, man. If you're playing healer and you're with a DPS, please keep in mind that your healer is somewhere else. Like, you need to be in line of sight of your healer if you want some heals. Just keep that in mind. I used to do it a lot on my hunter where I just was in like fucking kill mode and I would forget about literally everything else. And what would happen is I'd run behind a box or run behind a pole, just completely tunnel visioning. And I tunnel vision completely on getting a kill. And when that happens, you end up usually just putting yourself in a really shitty position. And when you're in that shit position, you're not going to receive any fucking heals, buddy. I can tell you that. You're going to be fucking killed. You're going to be CC'd. And the other team, if they know what they're doing, are going to use that, put a smoke bomb down, start popping some CDs, and they're going to fucking destroy you. And of course, even if your healer gets over there, he has a chance of getting CC'd because he's now outside from behind his boxes. It's a lot better to go to your healer than have your healer come to you. This is the way it is. And the way you win games, unfortunately, is by surviving. I kind of don't like that. I really like the playstyle of vanilla, like, Fire Mage, where it was a glass cannon. I really like that for some reason. It just adds that kind of, like, go in and fucking explode and it's over. I like that playstyle because it's not boring to me, whereas, like, Healer 2v2 is extremely boring. Like, for instance, this game here. This is a long fucking game. And it's an Affliction Warlock, and it's a Holy Paladin. The only way we win this is right at the end, I get a good CC chain on the... Sorry, I just hit the fucking desk. I get a good CC chain on the Paladin. And that's the only way we win this. It's the only fucking way we win this. And, like, again, I'm still learning to CC and shit, so I was very lucky to get that and land that. But it got to the point where the Affliction Warlock was doing, like, no damage, so I felt safe enough to do it, which is weird to say that. Like, I felt safe enough to just kind of, like, hang out. Like, hey, what's up, Mr. Warlock? You're not doing anything to me. And I don't know why. Did Affliction Warlocks get nerfed or something? Because I never felt that much in trouble ever from an Affliction Warlock. Even with, like, my teammate behind a pole, he's on half health, I was like, yeah, I'll heal you up eventually. Like, there's never a threat with an Affliction Warlock. And I don't know if that's just the spec and the way it is now or something, or if they just didn't get any good CC chains off or whatever, but this was actually, like, this is one of the kind of game I'm talking about where I got bored. You know, I'm healing my partner, I'm running behind a pole. I'm healing my partner, I'm running behind a pole. I'm healing him, I'm putting the fucking circle on him. And it's basically you're in robot mode all of a sudden. You're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing the stuff I've been doing. Just gonna press that button, that one button that I need to press to get this done. And it's like, nothing different is happening. It's the same amount of damage. There's no burst. No one's dying. It's fucking boring. And it's like, God, this is why I play DPS pretty much. It's just because that mind-numbing boring. And, like, I cannot deal with... The whole reason I made the healer was because I wanted to heal people like Kate and heal a few of my subscribers and some BGs. Get a different playstyle going on. But when you go into a BG... and you're not with people, and it's just like you're just based. And I'm on Alliance as well, which is extra fucking shitty because it seems like Alliance is even worse at fucking playing objectives. So what'll happen is I'll be sitting in a base on a healer defending because either no one's defending and I'm the only person there, so I feel like I have to stay, or I'll choose people to follow and they do nothing. They just fucking run in circles. They fucking go somewhere else. They do some weird shit. They're never off beaten face. It's like, I'm a healer, dude. I'm healing you. Go do some stuff. Go do some work. I'll fucking keep you alive. Never happens unless I actually organize to have a good DPS follow me. And you see me here. I'm just following just a line of sight in the Warlock, who actually pops his pet there, and I was too slow to CC him. I was actually that was a bad decision on my part. I wanted to go in and use my interrupt because you have that, like, spear strike which interrupts casting, and I thought I'll be able to get there in time, and I didn't. I should have just used my stun. My 1,000 needle stun. Is that what it's called? I don't know what any monk moves are called. For some reason, when I was leveling up and gearing, I renamed every single one of my abilities in my head. Like, I have the Orb of No Damage, and I have the Circle of Serenity. Is it called the I don't think it's called the Circle of Serenity, but that's what I call it. For some reason, personally, while I was, like, questing and leveling, I just named the shit, my own stuff. For no reason whatsoever. There's no reason for it, except I just happened to do it, so I'd remember what the fuck they did. I do that a lot for a lot of stuff. I'll just rename stuff to something more memorable, so I won't actually just end up like being like, oh, what the fuck is that again? Jesus Christ. Anyway, this game, if you were wondering, is still fucking going on. I think we're coming up to the point now where, like, I start seeing the world get pretty low. And the problem is I try and help DPS, but god damn, that uses a lot of fucking mana. That uses so much mana to use your Jade Lightning. Like, you are using a fuck ton of mana, and it scares me every time I see my shit low. It scares the shit out of me. And you see there the Warlock is really low, so I go with a CC on the Paladin, but I don't think that's the one that kills him actually. We wait for a little bit here, and again, the CC monks have is on such a short cooldown that I often forget that it's up. Like, I can use the CC and then 15 seconds later, use the fucking CC again. I forget about that so much because I'm used to being on like a 45-second trap cooldown that I think that in my head, that's what CC is. It's like every 45 seconds, every 45 seconds, every 45 seconds. Whereas on the monk, I have to change that to 15 seconds, okay, trap. 15 seconds, okay, trap. Like, I need to change the way I'm thinking. And you'll see here, I get a lucky little interrupt on him there, and then in a second here, I'll put the fucking needles on him, and that's going to be enough to get the Warlock dead. Thank fucking Christ the game is over. Like that, I don't know what it is about these games, man. Healer games. Killing me on the inside. I just want that prideful gear so I can do some quality BGs with you guys. But Jesus Christ. I almost want to try 3v3 because I feel like that would be a lot more interesting. Because then at least you have 2 DPS and you're going to be able to do a lot more. But at the same time, I've never really done 3v3 like heavy. I've never pushed rating in 3v3 is what I should say. I've always just gone and had some fun and fucked around. I've like 90% of my 3v3 has been fuck around threes, like 3 hunters or 3 warriors, or I went in with 3 healers just to fuck around. That's the kind of shit I did in threes. I've never gone in with like a fucking rogue mage priest combo and fucking hit 2300 and push. I've never done it. And because I've never done it, I'm a little bit worried that I'll be like super shit at it. I'll definitely be super shit at it. But I don't know why I'm so worried about that. Like, especially when I don't know, like, I'd be doing it with people who don't give a fuck. So I don't understand why I just give a fuck. I don't want to let other people down. For some reason, letting one person down in 2v2, it's not that big of a deal to me. It's like, yeah, I fucked up, man. What are you gonna do? In threes, it's like, I just fucked the team. It's all of a sudden not just another person. It's like, you fucked the team, Pypo. Jesus Christ. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I fucked your team. I didn't mean to do it. And anyway, in this combination here, we have a DK, Frost DK, which by the way, DK is probably the only thing that's ever scared me, like actually scared me, and I thought him alone was going to kill me, is a DK. I don't know what it is. Like a warrior on me, I can usually heal through. Enhancement shums, I can heal through. Monks, I can heal through. A fucking DK does so much damage, it is, I don't know what the fuck. Like on my hunter, I never seem to have a problem with DKs. On my healer, DKs do fucking, they hit like trucks. They go nuts on me, and I seem to just not be able to heal through. I don't know if it's their necrotic strikes or something doing it, but they fuck my day, and it sucks. But luckily for me, they do decide to go the warrior here, which is, for some, I found that weird. I thought they probably could have killed me. I jump down, I try to fucking crackling lightning here, and look how close he gets to death. And right here, I fuck up by thinking he's in line of sight, so I kind of stand there like I'm spamming Jade Lightning. I'm like, Jade Lightning, Jade Lightning, Jade Lightning. Didn't work, because that little lip on the fucking ramp there was not letting me in line of sight. So I run over, pop my thing so he cannot, like, get away. Jade Lightning again. But this opens him up for a fucking Blade Storm, because all of a sudden we're all grouped up, and we're going to take a shitload of damage. So I roll out of there and start getting my fucking warrior buddy back up. Get Death Grip back in. It was just a shit fight. This arena was a shit fight. It was crazy. And then I do a 230k fucking crit heal on him, though. Jesus, did you want your life saved? Because I just saved your fucking life with a 230k fucking crit. And like I said before, because I'm Jade Lightning, he's fucking Blade somewhere down there spinning all over the place. Because I'm Jade Lightning, there's just like no mana anymore. I just ran out of mana. But this is what I'm talking about. The other warrior right now is doing exactly what I meant by staying alive. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the video there once we win this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Have a lovely year. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys. Oh, no. Pypo.
Pypo, don't do it. Come to your senses, Pypo, now. Ah.
Blade Storm.